don't go into my house. I remember I kinda summoned a demon.
We have a new game by Lixian called Night Mop, where the protagonist of the story gets instructed to clean a messy house at the dead of night with a big twist that it has a hostile demon on the loose. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator. Welcome to Night Mop, where you can actually control the frequency of your mopping strokes, which is a very valuable option in multi-ending games, in order to save time. If you have any game suggestions or game theories, make sure to send them my way on subreddit or Twitter. Keep in mind that this video will have spoilers, and with that said, let's begin. Receiving a late night call from someone called Lixian, the protagonist gets instructed to visit his house and clean up, as Lixian is expecting guests the following day, hence why he needs a clean and tidy place to be presentable.
Sorry for calling you so late, but would you mind going by the house and do a quick cleanup? I made a bit of a mess and I need the house cleaned as I have some guests coming over in the morning. Okay, thank you.
As the protagonist enters the empty, messy house with a strange layout and a lot of wasted space, he finds random cats scattered all over the place, with random blotches of stains which can easily be wiped off with a couple of strokes using the mop, either being on the hard floor or the carpet. The interesting part is that the entire blotch doesn't even need to be mopped, just the central part gets the job done. Gotta love magical mops that significantly reduce cleaning time, especially as I cleaned yesterday and I'll tell you, it takes more than a couple of strokes to get rid of stains. Having a task list of the rooms and places that need to be cleaned, the protagonist hears strange noises which he dismisses as normal creaks of a house and furniture. Just as he's busy cleaning, the noises start becoming less of a worry as he notices a demonic being watching him and disappearing in thin air. Starting to get horrified and ensuring what he's seeing is not just a part of his imagination, the protagonist is left with three choices: to whether continue cleaning, finishing the job and going home, leaving right away to save his life, or feed his curiosity and investigate who this demonic looking entity is. The easiest and quickest ending is nope, which is achieved leaving the house right away after noticing the demonic being. Just as the protagonist decides to leave, he gets a big jump scare by the demon trying to prevent him from leaving. But nonetheless, being determined to get out of this place in one piece, the protagonist leaves, abandoning the house in a semi-cleaned condition. Despite seeming like a good ending, as, you know, we survived, we unfortunately face a more horrifying and worse ending, that being disappointing Lixian. Lixian leaves a voice message displaying his disappointment, firing the cleaner, which ends the night.
Well, glad to know I could count on you to get the job done. Oh wait, you didn't! You made me look like a fool, thanks a lot. Oh, and also, you're fired.
I mean, it was obvious that the cleaner probably quit the shift already, so firing wouldn't make much sense. But either way, I didn't want to disappoint Lixian and lose his trust, so instead of being happy with surviving and living to see another day, I decided not to disappoint Lixian and maybe find a way to survive. Especially as I went to the main menu extras and noticed there are 3 endings with self-explanatory titles. So I was sure I can clean the house, keep Lixian happy, all while getting out in one piece. But most importantly, I found a really valuable option. An option for fast mopping. I didn't know I could reduce the strokes to reach satisfaction, but whatever saves more time and delivers the same happy ending results, I'm all up for it. So I decided to become more efficient and enter the House of Doom once more, just to please Lixian, even if that means sacrificing myself. So instead of wussing out, I finish all the tasks here, making the house look as clean as possible. You can see them in IKEA catalog, ready for a rich, photogenic family to move in and take many pictures for commercial purposes. All while letting the demon do its thing, who thinks it can get my attention, but I say I'm sorry, I'm more into yanderes, and carry on ignoring the demon. I finally come across the master bedroom, which is covered in a pool of pomegranate juice, which is much more sticky and thick, having candles all over it, which I don't judge Lixian for, as we all have interesting hobbies in our free time and continue mopping. The demon attempts a final pathetic yet admirable stunt to get my attention when I try to leave after finishing all the tasks. That being breaking a vase by what it sounds like, but I continue leaving as I had a back-breaking and long day, leaving the sad lonely demon to its own. I gotta admit, I felt bad leaving the demon. If it only wasn't a long day, I maybe would have given it a chance, but either way, I go home in one piece and get a voice message from Lixian.
Thank you so much for cleaning the house. I really appreciate it. Although you did break a very special and very expensive antique and left all the pieces for me to clean, so I'll be deducting that from your payment. So yeah, thanks for that.
Lixian is much more happy in here and commends our hard work and efficiency of strokes, but still, he complains about a broken piece of furniture which he deducts from the payment, even though he knows for certain it was the demon who broke it and not us. But oh well, I guess there's no way satisfying Lixian than being very dead, which brings us to the next ending. As the name suggests, we literally have to die to achieve this ending, which finally satisfies Lixian, which makes me think it could have been his plan all along from the get-go. This time around, instead of leaving the house after finishing all the tasks, I ordered the poor protagonist to go and investigate the source of the broken vase noise, which ultimately ends with his life with the demon appearing and giving him a nice jump scare. Mr. Lixian then leaves a voice message way after we are already dead, informing us that he summoned a demon, kind of, which explains the strange sticky and thick texture of the spilled pomegranate juice. It appears it wasn't juice at all, it was blood for summoning the demon. That explains the presence of the candles even more. Lixian then goes on saying that the protagonist probably shouldn't go, but hey, it's already after an hour or so, and I got news for you. The protagonist is not good, healthy, and definitely not alive. He's very dead. But oh well, as long as Lixian is happy.
It might be a little too late to be saying this, but maybe don't go into my house. I remember I kinda summoned a demon and totally forgot about it. Anyways, hope you're good and healthy and alive. Okay, bye.
Now let's take a deeper look at the story and the potential reason Lixian summoned the demon, kind of. Lixian simply explains he made a mess in the house, not expanding on how it was in the condition it was. He also explains that he has guests the next day, hence why he needs the house to be clean, as for sure, this might raise some red flags and alert the guests that there is a hostile hungry demon with sharp teeth roaming freely. This in a way shows that Lixian was probably not the one making the mess in the house, with stains and trash found everywhere, especially as he has guests the next day and wants to be presentable. Therefore, there's no reason for him to make such a mess and leave it till so late at night, hoping that someone might take a job and clean the place. It seems that the demon was the one who made the mess and Lixian left the house not being able to fully control the demon. In order to keep the demon under control, Lixian calls an unsuspecting ill-fated cleaner to visit his house late at night to be the food of the demon in order to satisfy him for another day. The sharp teeth of the demon also suggests that it's a carnivore eating meat, hence why Lixian wanted a cleaner to be its meal. The blood found in the bathroom might be something Lixian spilled intentionally to summon the demon, or it could very likely be the blood of a guest or friend Lixian had over when performing this demonic ritual. As the demon was summoned, the friend of Lixian possibly fell victim to it, dying with his blood, whether being fully consumed, with no bones even left, or it's possible his remains were stashed in the bathtub, hence why the shower curtain is pulled, not showing what's behind. Lixian, knowing that he messed up big, clearly not wanting to be in his house while the demon is there, tries to temporarily satisfy its hunger, throwing the cleaner at it and inviting several guests the day after to feed it well, so it can be satisfied for a few more days, maybe so Lixian can find a permanent solution to his demon problem. So I think Lixian is willingly sacrificing his guests and the cleaner so that he can survive and get rid of the demon. The trash and stains found everywhere is possibly from the demon being restless, trashing the house. This leaves the last voice message to why Lixian would warn the cleaner about the demon. Well, there are two possibilities. He might have had a change of heart, not wanting the protagonist to die, or maybe it was all part of a plan, having some sort of an alibi if he ever gets questioned by the authorities, saying that he warned the protagonist and didn't want him to die. But of course, he did that much later than he instructed him to go, ensuring that he gets well eaten by the demon, as why would he invite several guests the next day while having a wild demon on a loose? The reason why he summoned the demon can be a little ambiguous, but I believe he summoned it to get rid of specific people that were possibly in competition for his business, or maybe he just simply didn't like them. And that, my audience, are the guests that are invited the next day to be consumed by the demon. Either way, this was a really fun game to play, and it's really nice seeing Lixian back at developing games. I really enjoyed Do It For Me game as well by Lixian, which was a really well-polished platformer with a nice little story. If you guys enjoyed this video as well, you can stay tuned for more by hitting on the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your host Star, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.